And welcome back to our studio, joined now by Mike Bordick. And Mike, obviously it's good news about Steve Pearce, who has been a big contributor this year.
Oh yeah, great news. I think the Orioles, anytime one of the Orioles players goes to get an MRI, they keep their fingers crossed because they've had some tough luck losing Matt Wieters and now Manny Machado for the season. So to have Steve Pearce come out with an okay, he looks like he's going to be all right day-to-day basis right now, but he's made an incredible impact on this team, both offensively and defensively. He's setting career highs in every offensive category. He's only made one error this season, and he's been put into the position. He's an everyday player now. I mean, he played himself into that type of role. He's played an incredible first base, and when he's slotted in the outfield, just as good out there. So a big impact player for this Orioles offense, and good news for him.
And another thing, too, you just cannot take a chance with a guy like Steve Pearce, who's come in. He's been a huge part of the Orioles winning this season, coming in and doing the job that he's had, filling in that number 2 slot that Manny Machado, couldn't fill all season long. So, I mean, he's hit home runs. He's done everything offensively imaginable, maybe 2 or 3 times what you would expect to get out of a guy like him, even when the guy was going good. And then you add the defense together at the same time, and this guy's become an everyday player. Just where are you going to play him? Left field? You're going to make him a DH? You're going to put him at first base? What are you going to do with him? That's the option that Buck Showalter has, and it's a great option. So right now, with everybody playing good, and especially Delman Young backing him up, coming off the bench and doing what he's doing too, we absolutely cannot take a chance, even if it's just borderline whether he could play or not, of making him go out there. And if he gets hurt, that's going to put a big hole in the boat now that Machado is not here.
Hopefully Steve Pearce will be back in a couple of days. The Orioles are involved in a great pennant chase right now in the American League East. They opened up today a 7.5 game lead when the Yankees lost to Toronto by a score of 2-0. And when you look so far for this season, the Birds are 77-56. They lead the American League East now again by 7.5. Magic number is 22. 8 games remaining against the Yankees, though, during the month of September. 3.5 games back of the Angels for the best record in the American League. And Mike Bordick, how important is it to have maybe the best record in the league at the end of the season?
Well, I think it's great. Obviously, probably do wonders for this team's confidence, even though it's flying high, pretty high right now. I mean, to win the division is one thing, but then to come away in the American League and have the best record says so much for this team. And in my opinion, they are the best team in baseball right now. Certainly everything working on all cylinders. They're getting great starting pitching. Their defense has been outstanding all season long. Their bullpen is probably best in the game right now, and offensively, you saw the home run numbers. So a lot of things working in the Orioles' favor, and everything coming together at just the right time. They can make a big push in September and take over that top record in the league.
Well, Mike, I'm kind of wondering, you might agree or you might disagree with me. I mean, come what may, whatever the Orioles finish at, whenever it's over with, it's over with. But as far as I'm concerned, if I had my druthers, and I don't know about you, if to win it by 3 or 4 games would be okay with me, as long as they win it, because I like the intensity that you take right down to the end of the season, right before you start the playoffs, rather than to win it by 10, 12 games or something like that. Then all of a sudden, for a week and a half, you're playing patty cake baseball. You may lose that intensity, and you know how tough it is to turn it back on again.
Yeah, it really is. And I think Buck Showalter's really going to have to manage this month with that in mind. Yeah. He wants to keep players fresh, keep them hungry going into the postseason. Because, yeah, you could lose a little bit of an edge if things get carried away and they really blow out the division. It kind of looks like it's going to be that way. So they need to find other ways to motivate themselves and keep them fresh through the month of September and staying sharp in every aspect of the game heading to the postseason.